Well, hello, here we are. This is Sebastien Heintz in the Zenith CH750 Cruzer, and I'm on my way to the Sun and Fun Fly-In 2017. Out here, you can see it's a little bit overcast, but not bad flying weather though. And like I mentioned, on our way, took off from Mexico Memorial Airport about an hour and a half ago, and here we are in southern Missouri. Right in front of us and around us is the Mississippi Valley, and we're south of St. Louis now, heading south. And right in front of me, there's a little airport. What is it? I see Perryville. Nice little airport of Perryville, and then to the left, I don't know how well we can see it, if at all, but here you can see the little town of Chester, and I believe that's in Illinois. And then you see the nice bridge across the Mississippi River. You probably can't really see this because of the wide-angle camera lens. And with me as well, not in the airplane, but flying about, let me see, where is he? Probably about a quarter mile to my right is my brother Nick in the Sam EX aircraft. And we're flying it down to the Sun and Fun Fly-In. And behind me, probably about 5 miles or so, is Roger Dubert in the Zenith Stoll CH750, and all three of us are on our way down to the annual Sun and Fun Fly-In. And here I'm literally right over the Perryville Airport right now. Only about 2,000 feet above sea level, which is Perryville Airport is, what's the ground elevation there? I can't really see it because the GPS map is covering it, but it's probably about 500 or 600 feet. Oh, over here on the river, we've got some barges. I'm going to deviate just a little bit to have a look at that. Hey, Nick, I'm just going to deviate a little bit over the river to look at the barges.
Yeah, I got you.
And trying to communicate with the other pilots in the group, because when we fly cross country, we try to let each other know where we are, and so that we kind of plan our destination to arrive at our destinations around the same time frame. Hey, Roger, are you still behind us?
Yeah, 67 out. Hey guys, we're heading to Sun and Fun, Dennis and I, and we're in the 750. We're hopefully be out of Missouri here in a little bit, and can't wait to see everybody down there at Sun and Fun.
All right, thank you, Rod. And so here we are. We're coming on the Mississippi River, and let me adjust the camera just a little bit to see a little bit more on the right side here. Okay, adjusted the camera because we got a big barge here going down downstream, so we can see he's moving quite well. Of course, going downstream on the Mississippi makes a big difference in going upstream. And as you can see, the visibility from the Cruzer is just awesome. That's one of the things I love about flying this airplane, is just enjoying the view along as wherever we're going. And here we are over the Mississippi River, the big barge here. My goodness, look, it's 6 barges wide and 5 long, so you got basically 30 barges on here. Pretty impressive. And then right ahead of us, we see a pretty nice sandbar on the river. Okay, Nick, I'm straightening out here, so it's your fault. I see you. You got me in sight?
Yeah, right over the barges.
That's it. Yeah, I was taking a little bit of video over the barges. It's pretty. And you probably still can't see them in the camera, but I'll aim toward them just in case, and see if I can get a little bit of video with Nick on board. Nick's flying, and again, in the Sam EX airplane. That's tail dragger configuration with the Lycoming 0360, so he's throttled all the way back to fly together with me. I'm kind of throttled back too, because we've got Roger and the Stoll airplane behind us, so this way we're kind of keeping together. When we fly formation like that, it's very, very loose formation. We end up, when we get to our destination, we usually end up 5 or 10 minutes apart, or it's not uncommon that we end up 5 or 10 minutes apart. Nick's staying with me today just for fun, and so he's definitely the faster airplane, so I've been seeing him doing little lazy curve turns around me and so forth, just enjoying the airplane, enjoying the view. Here I'm coming up on a really nice sandbar. Looks like that would make a pretty nice runway. And, you know, if we had more time, we'd probably come swoop down and fly over it a few times back and forth to make sure that the suitability for landing. But you can kind of see a really nice little beachy sandbar here with nice long approaches from both sides. Sometimes, of course, anytime you're doing off-airport operations, you've got to be very vigilant because sometimes you'll have wet spots or low spots and you know, any type of obstructions or things that get in the way of smooth landing. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm in the CH-750 Cruzer airplane now, and we've got the smaller wheels with the wheel fairings on it, so I probably wouldn't necessarily take it into a sandbar that I was familiar with because just smaller wheels and so forth. But that's with the Stoll airplanes. That's why we have the bigger wheels and bigger tires, better suited for that kind of operation. And here it looks like, I don't know if it's a coal mine or what it is. We've got some barges on along the side the river and a big pile of coal out there. And I'm pretty sure on the right side of here is Missouri, on the left side is Illinois. And just going on and enjoying our trip here. Again, this is a CH-750 Cruzer with the Dynon Skyview display system on here. I've got navigation on this side here, and we can see. I don't know how well we can see here, but we can really show a lot of information on the screen here with the synthetic vision. You can really see the river, the Mississippi River in front of us. Out here in the Midwest, it's pretty flat, so it's usually not a lot to see on the synthetic vision, but here with the river, we can see that. And of course, and then we've got another barge coming up here. Now this barge, let me adjust the camera again just a little bit. This barge here, you can see it's going upriver, so it's barely moving. Like, I mean, if you were standing down there, it's like probably going half a mile. The speed is going upriver, very, very slow. It's nearly painful to watch them. Of course, when they're going the opposite direction, much faster. Here, let me put my screen back on the default format, where again I've got my nav and flight information, GPS over here, and then of course all my engine and fuel information system here. A lot of good information there on the screen. Again, here we see the barge down here, slowly going upriver, and see a flock of white, I think snow geese probably, going up, flying along as well. And then over there I see my brother Nick in the Sammy X airplane. Kind of a beautiful day to be out flying about. And I'm going to turn now a little bit more to the south following the river on this side. And I'm a little bit higher than I would normally go when I'm flying along this way, but since we're actually trying to go someplace, I'm going to keep our altitude. And again, we've got a bit of a tailwind, so altitude is our friend today. Oh, here we've got a neat, we've got a train tracks right on the west side of the Mississippi River, and you can see a train on there. Again, it's a coal train. See all the coal cars on there. Kind of cool. And yeah, you can see the train track on that west side of the Mississippi River. And so again, you can see the river really meanders back and forth around here. Over to the right goes to Cape Girardeau. We're going to kind of avoid that a little bit because there's no point in going into their airspace. We'll just stay over the river on this side of it. Out here in the southeast Missouri, down in the Boot Hill area, you get southern Illinois, you get a little bit of Kentucky, and then a little bit of Tennessee, and then a bit of Arkansas. So it's quite easy to mistake what state you're in. Sometimes, especially from the air, you can see 3 or 4 different states even without having a lot of altitude. So it always makes it interesting. Oh, out here I'm going to deviate a little bit more that way again because, again, we've got a barge and a nice sandbar. Combination of the two. You still got me in sight, Nick?
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, just a little bit behind.
Yeah, I'm kind of going all over the river because it's real pretty. Right in front of me, I got a barge going upriver, a big barge going upriver, barely moving, and a nice long sandbar, and then a nice suspension bridge to the right. Very pretty.
Because you're still quite high.
I know, 2,000 feet above sea level. Well, I don't know this area at all, so I figure I'll just enjoy the view. I could definitely go in lower, but it's nice to enjoy. Hey Dennis, there's a pretty nice sandbar out here. It must be a mile long and is completely surrounded by water.
I think you ought to land on it and check it out for me.
Well, you know, with the Cruzer, that's smaller wheels and wheel fairing, probably not.
Yeah, you might think we'd have to come in there and rescue you.
You'd like to do that, wouldn't you?
Always.
Yeah,
it's right there at Cape Girardeau, isn't it?
It's not quite yet. I'm about probably 20 miles out of Cape Girardeau still.
Well, right there on probably the inner ring.
No, I'm still way out.
Okay.
You mean the 5 mile ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm still way out. Like I'm like say 20, 25 miles out. It's real pretty though. You got out here, you got barges, sandbars, suspension bridges, railroads. It's cool. Yeah, let me tell you, man, these barges are not moving when they're going upriver. Holy smoke, that is slow. You got me in sight though, right, Nick?
Yeah, I guess you're doing turns.
Yeah, right now I am. I just don't want to make sure I don't want to run into you.
No, I'm staying on the north side of the river.
That would be the west side.
Yeah, on the other side.
Well, that's interesting. That suspension bridge is for a pipeline. Never seen such a thing before.
Between those two towers? Oh yeah, there's a cable.
Yeah, it's not more a cable. It's like a big pipeline. So you see, it's not a road. I just assumed it was a road, but it's a big suspension bridge. Must be just a pipeline. Yeah, it's a gas pipeline. A dream of mine has always been to float down the Mississippi River, you know, on some kind of a canoe or pontoon boat or something like that, because if you've got enough current, you really wouldn't need to have too much power, and just floating down, it would be certainly an interesting ride. Of course, you'd have to know a little bit what you were doing, because there's between all the navigation going on and so forth, but it certainly would be an interesting ride, taking it all the way down to probably, you know, New Orleans and Louisiana, right into the Gulf of Mexico. I always really enjoy flying along it as well, because you get an awesome view of the river and all the activities around it. And kind of throttle back, 24,500 RPM, which again, I'm not sure what kind of economy cruise it is, but it's pretty much economy cruise. And yeah, fuel burn seems to be about probably 6 gallons an hour, which is real nice. And we've got ground speed of 115, 120 miles an hour. We have a slight tailwind, which is always helpful. And again, really nice bluffs there along the river. These ones are tall. They look like they're at least 50, 60 feet tall, these bluffs. It's just these cliffs right along the river there. And again, another barge up there. And here we've got Cairo Airport, just in a 30-mile circle, just a little over 30 miles away from us. I guess since we're recording, I'll just record it all the way in and see where we go. Again, more cool barges. And on my left, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see the levee. And they've got a road on the top side of the levee. I remember a number of years ago driving or flying down here where all you could see was the tops of the levees, and everything else, both sides of the levee were underwater. I remember farmers were herding their cattle along the levees because that was the only place they could be above the water and I guess get to where they needed food or something. Living down on the Mississippi River, I guess flooding is just part of everyday life down here. And I know they try to manage a lot of that with their dams and so forth, but I guess it all depends on how much water comes down and how fast it comes down in terms of how manageable it is. And over here on my right, we see the town of Cape Girardeau. And again, here we've got a barge right down here, and more barges in front of us. Again, pretty busy barge traffic out here. Dip the nose just a little bit here to be able to see a little bit better in front of us. The Cruzer airplane is a wonderful airplane for forward visibility. Lots of great, it's got a low nose on it, so when flying around, really good forward visibility. I know a lot of folks when they first fly in the Cruzer airplane, they tend to climb because they set the cowl on the horizon just a little bit high, so they end up climbing because I think compared to the Cessnas or a lot of other light airplanes, it's just the Cruzer nose is a little bit lower, which I really like for the forward visibility because you just get a nicer over the nose visibility, especially if you're sitting up high, boosting on the seat. Here I can quite easily raise my torso a few inches, which even further increases the forward visibility on it. But it looks fine the way it is now. And again, I love these bubble windows because the side visibility is just fantastic. And here we see another two big barges just slowly chugging upriver. And again, if you're on the water watching these things go by, it literally takes half an hour for them to go by you. By the time you first spot them on the river and they're gone, it takes half an hour. Conversely, the other way, the other direction, in about 3 minutes they go right by you. It's just a mind-boggling difference between the two. And just navigating along. And I guess the Mississippi River for many, many years has been a major artery for moving goods in America. And I think today probably less so. Again, this one looks like they've got scrap steel in it, and they use it mainly, I think, for aggregates. Coal, sand, things like that, gravel, and so forth. But still real interesting. And then coming on to Cairo City, every time I fly out here, I'm always taken aback by the interesting surroundings. Now I believe at Cairo, this is where the Ohio River cuts across southern Illinois, and then dumps into the Mississippi River. And there's a little peninsula where the two join because they're both going south and paralleling for a while, and then they join. And they put a nice little town right in that little peninsula. So it's basically on one side of town is the Mississippi River, the other side of town is the Ohio River. That's on the east and west side. And then south of town is where the Ohio joins the Mississippi River. And then north of town, that's where that's the opening for the peninsula. And being America, where all the roads go east and west, or a lot of the roads go east and west, they've built a railway line through town, across the Ohio River and across the Mississippi River, and then a highway bridge across, again, the Ohio and
okay, Nick, the wind's at a 320, and you got a runway 32, so you're in good shape. Thanks.
So, yeah, we're getting close, 18 miles from Cairo Airport. Let me switch over now. We'll listen to the ASOS at 11802.
Regional Airport. Automated weather observation. 194.2. Zulu weather. Wind 320 at 8.
So you can see here, we got lots of water out here. You got the Mississippi on the right side, then you got the Ohio River on the left side, and right here, I guess that's more of a lake, I guess. That's probably from the old curves of the river. It's interesting how the rivers over the years have really changed flow. And so the shape is often, you can see that the shape has changed. When you even look at the state line, the Missouri-Illinois state line, for example, it's not always right on the river because it was established years ago before when the river was on a different location than it is today. So it's kind of interesting that way. Okay, so we're going to switch over to their frequency, which is going to be 1228.
So,
Okay, guys, let's switch over to 228.
Roger that. Switching over.
Cairo Regional Airport. Automated weather observation. 194.7 Zulu weather. Wind 320 at 8. Visibility 10. Ceiling 2,900. Overcast. Temperature 13 Celsius. Dew point 8. Altimeter 2990. Cairo Regional Airport. Automated weather observation. 8 Zulu weather.
Oh, they call it Cairo, not Cairo. I guess not Cairo like Egypt.
Hey, good afternoon. We're 24 miles to the east, inbound for landing runway 36. Just wanted to get an airport advisory.
Now, somebody else in that frequency, but they didn't identify what airport they're talking to. So here we go. There's the town here. We see that peninsula up over here. Now again, we've got the Mississippi on the right side.
Traffic, experimental, same aircraft, 3 miles to the northwest. We'll be joining left downwind for 31, Cairo.
Thank you. 5 Hotel Delta. We're going to be 5 Hotel Delta. We'll just be dropping 1. We're going to just shut down the left engine and then heading right back out. And thanks for your help.
And you can see the meandering river, how, you come out here, cut across here, go south, cut across to the west, go north, cut across to the east. It's navigating by water on the rivers is not always a direct route, let me tell you. So the airport's over to my left. I think I can see Nick just kind of coming in. He has announced 3 miles out. I'm 6 miles, but I'm just going to go south and fly over town and just kind of share the view a little bit, although we'll be able to get that on our way out, I suppose also. So maybe I'll cut it short and on our way.
Mayfield traffic air tractor 602 SQ is 3 miles southwest inbound for a left base to final runway 1 in Mayfield.
They've already got the ag planes out. You wouldn't think this time of the year yet, but I guess maybe with the mold or things like that, they already have to start treating stuff.
Yeah, Mayfield traffic, I just left. I'm headed southwest, but I don't see you yet. I'm pumping smoke here.
And so, not sure where Roger is. I think that tower way out there, that's Sykeston. That's normally where we stop coming down. This time we're going a little bit a little farther to the east than normally, and but I think that's Sykeston where we stop for the Lambert's home of the Throwed Rolls, famous restaurant out there. Country eating. So I'm going to zoom in with my little GPS here. Really see a little bit more of the layout of the land. Again, here you can see that peninsula, the 2 rivers. Again, on the far river, that's the Ohio River, and then we've got the Mississippi River, and then that peninsula in between, and here you see all the bridges straight ahead.
Cairo traffic experimental is 3 miles to the north, down landing 32, Cairo. Now Mayfield traffic, I got you there on my left wing. Alright, good deal, because I still haven't got you. Oh, no, dude.
And Cairo traffic, experimental 750 Zulu Whiskey is 3.5 miles northwest. We'll be flying south and coming in from south, Cairo. And here...
What's your altitude, that Cairo traffic?
I see you below, I'm at 2,000 feet, sea level.
Roger that, so you got the air tracker inside?
I do.
I got you now, thank you. Cairo traffic, same aircraft, base 31, Cairo. And Cairo traffic, terminal number 2 is on the left downwind, number 32. Mayfield traffic, air tractor 602 SQ, 1 mile final, runway 1 in Mayfield.
Mayfield must be a little private strip or something.
Cairo traffic, experimental SEM aircraft, final 31.
32, but that's fine. So again, here, it's kind of interesting here where again we've got the town, and then you got all these bridges around it. See, the town is literally surrounded by water, nearly. And so you got the highway bridge here, crossing here, and you got railroad bridge, and then I believe that's another railroad bridge, and then again crossing the Mississippi side as well as the Ohio side. And look at that, all the barges parked in there. I'm not sure why they're parked there, but real interesting. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's much activity in this town anymore, but it would be a beautiful little town to visit. Certainly the location is interesting.
Cairo traffic, terminal number 2, left base for 32, I do have traffic inside on runway.
Mayfield traffic, 44 X-ray, 3 miles out on final for runway 1, Mayfield.
Now, I still don't see the runway, but I know where it's supposed. Oh, there it is. There's Roger there too. Huh. I didn't realize I was so high. I thought I was a little bit lower there. So I'm just going to circle one more time around here, if nothing else. We get a nice view of what's going on here.
You're right, Nick, I got you in sight.
And yeah, we got the same aircraft on the ground, back taxiing, and then Roger's on final for runway 32. And so I'm just going to circle around this way here, let them land and back taxi a little bit. Enjoy the view. And really cool out here. See again the bridge, some interstate bridge there. I'm not sure what the number is. We got the levee there with the train track right on the one side of the levee. Okay, we're going to slow things right down here. We're a little bit high, but we got lots of time. And Cairo traffic, experimental 750 Zulu Whiskey is 3 miles south inbound for landing on runway 32, Cairo. Okay, put our flaps in a little bit, get our speed down. Flaps in more, speed down, now we're at under 80 miles an hour. Throttle back. See our runway right in front. We're still a little bit high, but we've got lots of time. Not in a rush. Adjust our trim just a little bit. Fly nice and hands-free. It's a little bit bumpier, but still a very pleasant day. And Cairo traffic, experimental is 2 mile final, runway 32, full stop, Cairo. I guess that's the airport the ag planes are calling as Mayfield. Not sure why. So nice and slow. We'll get our flaps all the way in. And Cable traffic, experimental is final, runway 32, give up. Looks like the wind is straight down the runway. Like a relatively short runway, actually. In the 50s here, nice and slow. And nice little landing here. Put our flaps up. This engine, there's just not much of anything to manage, being with the FADEC control. No mixture, no carb heat. Makes it real simple. So our time, we're at 14:56, basically a 2-hour leg. Averaged, what, about 125 miles per hour, because it's a 250-mile leg. Still have plenty of fuel. We could have gone another 2 hours easily, but these flights, we enjoy stopping, looking around. And when you're flying low like this, a stop that really doesn't take that much time at all. It's actually an enjoyable diversion in the day. Now here, I think this is just a tiny little airport. They probably won't have much besides fuel, but we really don't need much besides fuel, so we're in good shape. So turn my lights and radio off.